Hello, everyone, and welcome to Attack of the Amiga Clones. We are going to be talking about Pang, and Oops Up today. So, of course, Oops Up being a clone of Pang. If you're not familiar with the original arcade release of Pang, this game was put out in 1989 by a company called Mitchell. I did not know that. I would have thought this was like a Taito game or something like that, but it's not. Mitchell put out a dozen or so titles in the arcade, including such immortal classics like Funky Jet, Charlie Ninja, and Poker Ladies. So I think we know what kind of game that was. But anyway, they are definitely most well known for their Pang series. So that's why we're talking about Pang. Now, Pang, when it was released for the consoles, a lot of the times wasn't known as Pang at all. They thought Pang was a dumb name. So they called it Buster Brothers instead. Now, in some places and some territories, it retained the Pang name. But if you only know about Buster Brothers, you're playing Pang. You're playing Pang. So, with all that said, let's take a look at the arcade version of Pang first, just to see what's going on with it. All right, so Pang is a very simple game. All you have to do is fire upwards with your gun, and if you hit a bubble, or if your rope that's attached to the arrow hits a bubble, the bubble bursts and it moves into smaller pieces, and the smaller pieces are harder to hit. There are power-ups. There are colorful backgrounds. It's a real big thing. So, try and enter some coins here. And we have, we can choose where we want to play. I would like to play at the Emerald Temple, being married to a Thai lady. And so we will honor her by taking a trip to the Emerald Temple, which I believe is in Thailand, but may possibly be in Cambodia or Laos or Vietnam. I'm not what you call a South Asian expert. So the cool thing about Pang, obviously, is that you've got a lot of action going on the screen. There's a lot of things to watch. You're trying to you're trying to obviously bust up the things, but at the same time, you're trying to angle for power-ups. You've got things that are coming across the screen like that owl. So all of these things, you know, as we look at the clone, we want to ask ourselves, does the clone deliver on all of these different things? Now, this is what we like to call getting screwed, because you can't hit that thing when it's down low like that. So that was a mistake on my part. All right. So now we have the same stage, but it's getting dark out there. But one thing that I always loved about Pang is that they're not shy about the power-ups, and the game never felt unfair. You have this line, which is cool. It's a lot like Arkanoid. You know, it's a lot like Arkanoid in that you're going to die a lot, but you're going to have fun while you're dying because you're always discovering new power-ups. See, I keep dying because I'm no good. So I am recording this episode of Attack of the Clones live in front of a studio audience on Twitch, twitch.tv/Amigos podcast. We've got quite a few fine folks in the chat this evening, so I might be calling out their witty and erudite comments as we move through the evening. Duncan Styles says, Pang on the CPC Plus was well liked. At some point in the future, we'll do a a port comparison series with the CPC. I really feel like the CPC has been woefully forgotten about in terms of its arcade ports. And I'd like to see what the CPC version has to offer. This is really where things start to fall apart. So I really like this particular power-up because you kind of have to think as you attach it. Like, you don't want to put it somewhere where the balls normally wouldn't fall. So ideally, you'd want to put it up there and then just like retreat to the other side of the screen and just repeat that over and over again. Oh boy. And you've just constantly got to be on the lookout for those little balls. But the music, I love the music. It's like, this is my kind of music. I don't know if you can really hear that. Let me turn it up a little bit for you. There we go. Sorry about that. So I'll play one more round just so you can hear the music. Oh, I need to click back on the screen. There we go. But it's just like that, sort of like laid back, you know. You're just playing Pang. You're chilling. You're having a good time. I also like the ability that you have to really fire off a lot of shots at once when you have the just the regular hook, when you get that 2-hook power up. Oh boy. Yeah. I'm not the best at Pang. But we're really entering into an era in video games where, you know, 1989, you want to extend the market beyond the teenage boys. You know how to corner the teenage boys, but it's like, what's a more casual style game that you could put in a pizza place or that you could put in a bar that might lure people in? And this is the exact kind of game that did that. So anyway, that's the arcade Pang. Now we're going to take a look at the Amiga, the official Amiga release of Pang. Okay, so here we are with the Amiga version of Pang. Coming straight to you, straight out of Manchester, Ocean Software presents Pang, large and in charge. Now with this, I can play with the joypad. So I mean, this is pretty much spot on in terms of the. Oh man, they even give you the easy mode. I'll take that. In terms of the arcade version, now you don't get a. Looks like you don't get a world map to choose from. But you still have the very pretty background. I could have enabled level skip to be able to see some of these other backgrounds. Maybe we'll do that in a little bit. Got your falling cherry. In fact, I think what I will do is I'm going to reset this real quick. And we're going to enable level skip. And I want to put it on normal mode just because I want to see, because normal mode ostensibly would be the same difficulty as the arcade. This is one of the few games that I found that from overseas that will run on my A1000 that's behind me. As you know, the A1000 has no way of dealing with PAL games. And I don't know if this game got an NTSC release. I guess it did because it works great. It works great on my A1000. I'm always looking to find more arcade style games. Oh, look at this. Even you go to, it looks like you can only choose from those first two. But still, that's something, right? Oh, okay. And it looks like I was starting on a higher level of difficulty in the arcade. I didn't notice what I noticed now about that. So, but yeah, the music continues to be great. I don't know how I'm going to get over there. Oh boy. But maybe not quite as colorful as the arcade, but pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. Oh, you can shoot the fruit too. I love that. Yeah, the key is really learning how to use that rope to your advantage. I love watching that crab slowly descend from the ceiling too. That was fun. Because what you want to do is you want to set up kind of like walls of rope that protect you. If you're trying to fight things head on, it's difficult. Okay, so let's skip ahead. Let's see what our Thai temple looks like. Yeah, I mean, listen, who's kidding who? That looks just like the arcade. This is great. This is a great arcade conversion. Really, I could have done arcade conversions and done this in a separate video, but in like 4 or 5 years from now, nobody's going to remember this video, so I'll just do it again and pretend like it's brand new. Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. The music is rockin'. Yeah. So, we don't have to play any more of this to know that the Amiga version of Pang is great. So, now it's time to look at a game that is a loving homage to Pang. Alright, so it's Ooops Up. So let's switch over to that, shall we? Okay, Ooops Up, copyright 1991, Demonware. Oh yeah, they're evil. Now, this game, I was doing a little bit of research on this, and they said that it was developed with a certain piece of music in mind, I want to say. There was a... Alright, so Ooops Up was, you know, like I said, released by Demonware. It was developed by Silicon Warriors. And it was designed, get this, did you know that the Marquis de Sade, he was actually involved in game development on the Amiga? Who knew? Who knew? But anyway, this is, of course, you've got this sample where you hear the Ooops Up. This is music from Snap. Music from Snap, okay? Which we have the option to turn on and off the music. And turn that off. We've got multiple players, it looks like. We can choose the galaxy. Let's see what that brings us to. Oh, okay, so it's password based. Okay. Yep, false planet code. You're right. Take me back. Okay. All right. So, here we are, Planet 1. Yeah, by Snap. You got it, Duncan. Well, they definitely didn't skimp on the power-ups. It's like everything I was shooting was a power-up. Yeah, this is not bad. Now, am I going to want to be listening to Ooops Up for as long as I'm going to be playing this game? That remains to be seen. But, you know, well, I'm screwed now. I don't know what that little computer thing did. Yeah, again, it's the worst possible place you could put that thing. There's a coin. Now, how am I going to deal with that guy? Yeah, that, I don't know how you deal with him, with a guy creeping along the floor like that. I gotta be honest with you, I thought that the sample would be much more annoying than it actually has turned out to be. I'm sure that this is some sort of a demo scene shout out, right? I mean, what else could this be? And we'll hit enter and hope that we can do it again. All right, so let's try it again. Let's go to the About screen. So it looks like Marquis de Sade was only available. He was doing level design. The coding was done by the Silicon Warriors. And your Gritter, of course. We can't forget about him. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's see if we can actually go beyond. Oh, we got a different background this time. I don't know if that's just like randomly generated or what, but that's cool. I'll take it. Your guy looks okay. I mean, I don't know that he looks cooler than Pang Man, but he definitely doesn't look super lame. It's a weird choice that they decided to have him facing forward. I think in a game like this, you know, you think about games where you fire upwards, there's not a whole lot of games that are like this, really. If you think about in the grand pantheon of arcade titles, you got Donkey Kong 3, you got Pang. Can anybody else in the chat think of anything that where you are basically moving left and right along a single plane and you're firing upwards, and you're a human, with no vertical movement at all? Oh, that was a good pickup. All right, I may actually be able to complete this level. Oh no! All right, we're gonna do this again. All right. But I love the fact that you get a different, you know, these backgrounds are super cool. They're super cool looking. And they're random, you know, every time you play, you get a different background. So it gives you a reason to play, even if you can't get by the first board. You know, I like that a lot. Last time I collected one of those coins, it sent the creeper against me. But let's see if I can run over here and grab it real quick. Yeah, like the creeper. I don't know how you deal with that. I don't know how you deal with that. Maybe they just send that out against you when you are you're taking too long to complete a level. And it's their way of, you know, making you die. I've seen things like that in games before. See, that is... Let's see if I can trap. And again, the key with Pang is that you want to use the side of your rope. You don't want to try and spear these things. Okay, I passed the first level. I gotta say, I'm real impressed. I'm real impressed. And look at this. I don't know what that was, but you saw it. It was something. And then, of course, you got your usual Pang shenanigans with adding of platforms. But like there was a power up on that level that I'd never seen before, so that was cool. Oh, you have to get it to run into your rope. Oh yeah, because the rope actually goes from the bottom. That's a good point, Dunk. Thank you. Yeah, I will. You know, normally with games that have like, you know, this kind of a sampled soundtrack or whatever, maybe it's because I think the groove is cool. You know, it kind of gets you in the mood for playing some Pang or playing some Oops Up. So yeah, I give this 2 thumbs up. That's fantastic. Oh, and I actually forgot to put the game box up there. Should have been Oops Up from the get-go right there. So, sorry about that. But, anyway, yeah. Oops Up. Quality clone for the Amiga. I highly suggest you check it out and you play it if you are a fan of Pong. Alright guys, we will see you next time on another episode of Attack of the Amiga Clones. Adios!